we ain't singing none of my songs. I'm not really getting paid because another thing we would have, our show was always bigger than we were. Like, you know how you got some artists and it's not a knock to them because I wish we was doing that. You got like 112 that came out at the same time as us. And so pretty much from what I understand, like the same amount of records or whatever. But 112, you went to an early 112 show. They had a backdrop that say 112 on it. They had probably a DJ up there doing a little scratching or somebody playing a little dead tape or whatever, which was what they was using back then, or a CD. And then you got the four of them up there doing their thing. So you got us, you go to our first show, our first tour, we got movable dragons. Each one of us got a bodyguard. We got 4 female dancers coming out in cloaks and rubbing on our chassis and stuff and pulling our clothes off of us and stuff like that. All these people gotta get paid. The union gotta get paid. So we went on tour, and the same tour that we went on around the same time as 112, I remember running into one of the members of 112. I think it was Q. I might be wrong, but I want to say it was Q. And the first thing he said to me, he said, "You want to see my car?" He showed me a picture of a car. I'm looking at us. None of us have a car. We still borrowing our parents' cars to go out when we come back in town and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of other people was making money off of us, but we wasn't really making money. And I wasn't spending time with my family. So it's like for me, it was more like really started to become a thing of like, why are you here for? And to answer your question with the Will Smith video was the straw on the camel's back. Because I already had quit the group twice by then. The first time I told you I quit because of the dancing. Second time I quit was when we did this Christmas, when we recorded that Christmas song, right after the first album or right around the time of the first album.
I remember.
I was like, all right, I ain't sing much on the album, but I'm like, at least, well, like you said, like I sung on the album, but the songs that everybody heard. I want to sing on the song that everybody know. So it's like, by the time I found out that the Christmas song, I was like, I bet you they ain't gonna have me singing on this either. So I was like, shit, y'all go to New York. I stay home. So that's when the same guy, and I told him again, I say, look, man, I told you about this when the dancing thing was. He said, look, man, give me 1 year. And if you don't like it after this 1 year, then you could go. And it won't be no problem, won't be no repercussions or nothing. But please just give me this 1 year. And from that 1 year, I gave them from 96 all the way up until 2008. So that was way more than 1 year. So, you know, at this point, I don't understand why my name still get called and try to put me out there to tell me to come do this, that, and third. You feel me? Because I gave way more than what I was asked to do.
Are you sometimes? I know you deal with the legendary Miss Green and what she has instilled in you.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else is dropping these dumbass stories. You know, I know why Nokio says that he doesn't want to go back. I think he's back right now, but
he's back. Everybody back but me.
Yeah, I know Nokio has spoke real strongly about why he didn't want to go back. It was about the aspect of unless it's gonna go back to, and he fucked me up. I'm gonna tell you why he fucked me up, because he was like, unless it's gonna go back to what it was, this, that, and another XYZ. Of course, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, you know, unless it's like all 8 of us out on stage. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nigga, first of all, this is what we have to understand. Dru Hill is 4 members. No disrespect to Smoke, Cool Breeze, Uncle Drew. None of these niggas. I don't know none of these niggas' names. But, and I know they all had their success on other things. You feel me? Scola. I know they had success. So I swear I'm not fucking shouting y'all out. I mean, she's taking shots at y'all because y'all are great with whatever y'all do, but y'all aren't Dru Hill. It just isn't. When we look for Dru Hill, I had a young sister hit me up the other day, and she said, man, I'm glad that you got Woody on the show. I said, why? It's like, man, because they look like shit. I said, what do you mean they look like shit? She like, I saw a video. She like, why are they allowing the new members to sing the old members' songs? I said, well, they got to, because those are the hits. The hits are from the first 2 albums. And we could say, what was the third one? The third one was Drew. What is it? What was the third one? That was the one. It was 5 of y'all, and I ain't really fucking understand.
Yeah, the Dru World Order.
Yeah, the Dru World Order. I didn't understand the Scola with y'all, but y'all had my nigga Ja Rule on the album. I'm like, all right, we Baltimore, we looking good, baby. Jai is at the height of his career. You got Nokia rapping. I don't even believe what he's saying, but the shit sounds good. Everything is sounding fucking good. And it's like, the video is moving too fast for me to really understand what's happening. But it was beautiful. You Are Everything, I think, was the first song.
Yeah, that was
On
off
that you
actually off their second album. That was the second album after I left. That's the first song they did, after the first video that they did after I left, like the last single off of the second
hold
album.
up. So that's not the third? No, no, it's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything
You
was
Are
on the second album.
It was?
Yeah.
So you were gone when they started promoting that?
That was after the Will Smith. And that was the first video that they had with the three of them. Well, actually, the only video with the three of them.
Oh shit! All right. So let's go into what fucked you up with the Will Smith. We know the Christmas. We know the dancing. What fucked you up with the Will Smith? Why was that the hair that told the camel sit the fuck down?
We went right before that. We did a European tour, like a little mini European tour, whatever. And we got over there, and like I said, people are conditioned by what they see in videos. Like if you see somebody scream at a certain point of the song in the video, then that's what people gonna do in real life. For so long, I met females that whenever we would do signings, any female that called herself liking me would come dressed like the girl in the I Should Be video with the same braids and with the similar dress and stuff like that. Like people are conditioned by what they see in videos.
What they say.
So because of the fact that, yeah, I'm up here singing, but you ain't really see me singing in the videos. So when you see me singing, it's more of a thing. It's not a thing of distaste, like, ew, like, what is this or nothing like that. But it's just more like, we ain't used to him singing. We used to seeing either Cisco or Jazz singing. So when I come up, it's something that they adjusted to right there. Like they just look at, they taking it in. Like when somebody sing a song you never heard in a concert. And then you got some people like our Baltimore people, we don't want nothing but what we know we want. So I remember being at a show with Jay-Z, brought out some new artists that he was working with. And they brought them out on stage and let them rock for a song while they changed their clothes. Whole time, people like, bring Jigga and them back out.
They don't want to hear that shit.
They want what they see in the videos and stuff. So because people didn't really see me singing in videos, when I would come out and I would sing on the stage, they would just sit and look at me. And so like one night, I got really fed up with it. So I just prayed. I went to the tour bus and I said, look, y'all go head back to the hotel. I'm staying on the tour bus tonight by myself. So I stayed on the tour bus all night by myself and I prayed. And I said, Lord, why is it that it seemed like everybody getting what they wanted out of this whole thing, the whole group thing or whatever, except for me? And I ain't see nobody. I ain't see no light or nothing like that. I ain't hear no spooky voice. It was like a real calm, chill voice that said, you're never going to get what you want till you're doing it for me. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, I know what I got to do. But the next day when I seen everybody, what you say, people say absent make the heart go fonder. When I got back and seen everybody was so happy to see me. Like, what? Where you was at, boy? You missed this. Some chicks came through. Shoot, somehow I know you would have liked somehow with the big things up here, whatever, because that's my thing. Like, we know you'd have been happy, but nobody could find you. Nobody know where you was at. So when they talked to me like that, I kind of lost track of where I was at, that I got to get out of here. So fast forward, we go to Paris, France, like a day or two after that. When we get there, the people are like, y'all gonna be fighting tonight. And we like, why would we be fighting? He was like, well, this person was here, and all the people his name was hip hop acts. So we like, that's fine. When of course they sing songs and everybody probably do get hype and maybe want to fight or might get to butt stage diving or whatever. But we sing love songs. When we get finished, everybody gonna be trying to go home with something, find something to go home with. So what we didn't know is that there were a group of people and they was actually like setting up artists from America to rob them. And that's what the fights was for real. It wasn't like organically started fight. They were starting these fights. So we get, after we finish our show and somebody says to somebody with us, like, we want to take pictures with them. And the person was like, well, they need like 15 minutes before, after every show they ask for 15 minutes so they can at least like take a towel and dry down and put on some dry clothes and stuff like that and get out of them wet stage clothes or whatever. And so the person just kept pressing the issue. And the person who they was talking to that was our representative, like, he's from here. And he's not a person who, like you said earlier, I'm non-confrontational. He's confrontational,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not going to start anything. Like he's there, you know why he's there, so he wasn't going to start anything. But at the same time, he wasn't going to take any disrespect. Like they
Well, y'all
basically.
had me and you have talked about it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
My uncle was one of those niggas that was rocking with y'all in the beginning. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Johnny, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a non-tolerance nigga, a
Yeah.
OG of this shit.
Yeah.
And y'all had some gangsters with y'all, so go ahead.
Yeah. So like the guy was like, they said F the guy or whatever. So when he said, as soon as he heard that, something just triggered, and next thing you know, they was rumbling. Him and the guy who said. So then next thing you know, all of they people started a commotion, and we didn't even hear anything. We in the dressing room talking about the show, what we could have done better, and yo, you should have done this, or you should have done that. We having those type of conversations and talking about what the girls look like out there, and what we can't wait to get out there to them, because we all probably seen something out there that we wanted or would have liked to talk to. So that's the discussions we had. All of a sudden, our door just flies open. The door to the dressing room fly open. Said, we need the whole group in the car right now, in the van right now. So this is hit our security. So we get in the van. Next thing you know, it looked like, you remember the old WWF Royal Rumble commercial when Ultimate Warrior and all them was in the street and they just stand in the street. That's what we see.
Yeah.
Our security, our band, some of our band members, and all these guys that the other people from over there had. So in the middle of it, we didn't have phones that worked over there. So our security had walkie-talkies. One of our security took the walkie-talkie and bust one of the other guys' head. So the guy bleeding, I don't know what religion he was or nationality or whatever, but the guy pointed to the blood on his head. He's like, you see this? This means somebody has to die. So they shut an electric fence and started really shooting. They shot the windows out of the van that had our security, our band members, and our manager was in that van. They shot the windows out of it. It's only a miracle that nobody got hit. But and a lady that was with us basically scurried out the car while everybody fighting. Nobody noticed the little lady, and shout out to her, Missy Lane. She opened up the fence and we was able to get out. I'm talking to a French girl because I know French. My teacher taught me French I took French in school. So I'm saying to the female that's in my room, she calls the National Guard. And for the whole rest of the tour, we got the National Guard. They bringing us in and out of hotels through cafeterias, all different secret entrances and stuff, underground ways and all. So the bodyguard, National Guard, they got on bulletproof skull caps and baseball caps and stuff like that. Like we rolling like the Jacksons for the rest of the tour. And the
And
whole
y'all
thing
out here looking cute.
right while we watching this, right, with S curls and all that. So the whole thing in my mind, I'm like, look, the whole thing with the Lord said it ain't gonna happen till you doing it for me, and you need to come out of there. And then this happening. I'm thinking of the story of Jonah in the Bible, where the Lord told Jonah to go to one place. Jonah went somewhere else. So the Lord sent a storm, and the boat didn't stop rocking until Jonah came off. As soon as Jonah got out the boat, went down there with the whale, the storm stopped, and everybody else got to their destination safely. My whole thing is the good Lord doing this because He don't want me there. So everybody could have got killed because I was supposed to left
You
when He
didn't
told me.
listen.
Right. So then I'm like, I'm ready to go then. But then I'm like, I'm not gonna be unprofessional. I'm gonna finish this overseas tour. And when we get back home, then I'm gonna leave. But we get back home, I feel good about everybody again. Like I said, I was very much a people pleaser back in those days. So I'm happy, everybody else happy. When we get to the Will Smith video, song say Will Smith featuring Dru Hill. But when we hear back the final edit of the song, it don't mention Dru Hill one time. They say Cisco, which is cool. He's the lead singer, whatever. Everybody know him. He's the one everybody know, which is cool. But once again, the whole thing I brought up, the whole Foxy Brown thing, then it ties into this. I don't want to be nowhere that I ain't got to be. Like on the second album, I told you, like a lot of them songs that was made, I was either in my hotel or I was home. Don't bring me somewhere just to have me sit. So I had brought a friend from home, a homegirl or whatever. And the whole time we sitting there that whole day, she just like, yo, can we go back to the room? I want to chill with you in the room or whatever. I was like,
This
nah,
is sitting on set. This sitting
right,
on set with Will Smith and them.
all day long, right, and not shooting nothing. He's like, we could be back at the room, we could be seeing LA, we could be doing, like whatever. Like, why is we here? Like, I see why he here, but why is we here? Why is you here? And sometimes it takes for somebody else from the outside looking in to let you see how disrespected you've been. You see what I'm saying? So it's like with all of that, when that happened, that was like like you said, the straw that broke the camel's back. So the next morning, when it was call time or whatever, when we came to the set again, I sat there and I found a song from John P. Key called "I Bow Out Gracefully," where it was basically felt like he was saying everything I wanted to say, like a homework card. So I just called everybody into the trailer and I played them that, and I said I'm willing to be professional once again and finish whatever tour we got coming up, or whatever dates we already signed on for. I'm down to do those. But Cisco basically spoke up and was like, if you're gonna leave, we need to get used to how it is gonna be without you here. So you might as well go home now. So that being said, I got my stuff and went to the airport and went home that same day.
Mm. All right, so let's ask the hard question.
Mm-hmm.
The hard question is, was Woody jealous that you want to be the big man on campus? And before you answer, because I've never seen no nigga talk to you, Big Woody Rock, like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen no nigga ask you that. Was you jealous?
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't want to be the man, but I wanted to do something. Just basically put it like this: if you got a basketball team and you got like a lot of times with teams that happen like this, like you got a team, because I used to wish I could trade to another group. Like whereas though like you got a basketball team and the guy is on one team and he warming the bench all year long, and then he go to another team and he start getting some minutes and he actually make a difference on the team. Like I said, I'd rather be in a group that sell less records, but I know I'm contributing. Like I just never been a person that want to be a freeloader and want a free meal. You see what I'm saying? I ain't had to be the man. Like I just said earlier, like I already know that based on like imaging and stuff like that, how can you compete with a person that basically put it like this, to answer your question the best way I know to answer it. When you start something and you come in, you the CEO of the company, you started the company. But then something happened. Like I said, my mother took me out the group. So me having to come out of the group, and then when they called me back, they didn't call me back to my same CEO position. They basically called me back in a janitor position. See what I'm saying? Whereas though, like I ain't need to sing. I definitely wasn't trying to be the front man, because the reason why, if you notice when I first started talking, the reason why I started the group was because I was shy and I didn't really want nobody looking at me. So I was like, I wanted to do my singing and then have somebody else dancing or somebody else doing something. You see what I'm saying? So I never wanted to be the front man, but I wanted to be somebody that felt like they was earning their keep. I wanted to feel like I did something. Like when you watch a highlight reel, like put it like this, like the Locks battle that just happened with the Locks and the Dipset.
Dipset.
It's like everybody like is saying Jada Kiss, like was the man of the hour or whatever, and everybody is saying Jada, Jada, Jada. But then when you can see some clips where Styles is doing his thing and
Everybody played
Styles is
their
doing
part.
his stuff. And then you see Sheik doing his part and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I wanted when I wasn't allowed to do any of that. Like when you got a thing where we got a tour where it's though like, nope, it's not even a singer. Like he sing more now or in the later stuff than he did ever in the beginning. But when you got his microphone louder than mine, you see what I'm saying? And he got plenty of times during the show where he talk and he come up, Cisco bring him up on stage and put his arm around him and pour water down his chest or whatever he do, or burn a candle on his chest or whatever he do. You see what I'm saying?
Hold up. Stop.
No, because I don't want to get away from the point because I want to answer your question.
This is a comedy fucking skit right now with he put, if they on fucking tour pouring the fucking candle wax down Nokio's chest, I'm never going to a drill.
I mean, he do it himself. I heard of some other groups where other people do that, put whipped cream on each other, but that's none of my business. And no shot, no knock to them. If they fans like it, I don't love it, but that's their business. But anyway, what I'm saying is you can find time for that to happen in the show. And then, of course, Jazz is going to get his shine because Jazz can sing like no other. So if he come up there and do his thing and sing his song that he had a video for, like Never Make a Promise or even some of the other songs, he doing his thing. And then you got Cisco, of course, is the front man. You see what I'm saying? He gonna give you a show. He gonna sing. He gonna turn the somersaults, all that stuff. And it's like it's nothing that I'm really doing to the point where it's though I'm coming off the stage. So it's not necessarily a thing of jealousy. It's a thing of just feeling like what's my purpose? Like why am I here for? It's like everything that the people are seeing could go on with whether or not I'm here. Like I'm a purpose-driven person. So it's like there's nothing that I don't feel like I have a purpose. Like my mother, once again, She's a teacher. And she used to tell me all the time about the students who was like very smart and they'd do their schoolwork in record time while the rest of the class still trying to figure out how to finish the assignment. They didn't finish theirs and they sitting there. So next thing you know, they just start taking a pencil and poking a girl in the butt or something like that just because they need something to do. You see what I'm saying? Right.
I was that
So
guy.
that's me. I'm like, yo, why am I here for? It's like everybody else is doing something. Like he's singing his heart out. He's singing his heart out. He giving a show. I'm not going to make jokes out of him, you feel me? Because that's not my character. You know, like he doing something. You see what I'm saying? And every time I ask for something for me to do, even if I say like, look, I got ideas of what I like to do, but can you give me something to do? You see what I'm saying? And nobody never have an answer. It's just like you stand there, and then it's like I'm called on. Basically, put it this way: I had to when I asked them, I say, look, is it something, you know, like jazz was bigger than everybody. And I'm not saying it as a knock, that's something that you can look and see. So
I
it's
was
like
about
they
to say
told me,
that's evident.
right, to go without saying. So they was like, yo, you gotta keep your shirt on with jazz because like if everybody got their shirt off except for jazz, it made jazz look bad. Then it's like you can't sing because Noke ain't really singing. So if you sing, then it make people look at Noke like, what is Noke doing? You see what I'm saying? So it's like I had to make concessions to make other people not look bad. I can't dance. So when I asked, can we dance less or not dance? Oh no, we got to do that. So it's like never a concession made for me and my shortcomings, which I have shortcomings. I'm not a person that I'm perfect and people just was picking on me. I had my shortcoming. My shortcoming was the whole dancing thing. So it's like when everybody can make concessions for everybody else, and I basically get treated like the most unimportant person, that it could come a point where it's like, well, shoot, let's see what Jay-Z say on the Fade to Black album. Let's see what happened when I no longer exist. And now we seeing what happened when I no longer exist.
So all right, it wasn't jealousy for you. You played the oldest of the Temptations. You just wanted your older. You look like the nigga that played oldest in the fucking Temptations movie too. So
Yeah,
shit,
stuff right.
shit. You look like when the nigga came back in the room at the what's the name at the Melvin died and shit. Like you look like him. But
Man.
so you just wanted what you do.
I wanted to participate. Like you play on a team and your jersey never get dirty. Like y'all won a world championship, and it's two different mindsets. Some people would be happy just to say they on the team, even though they jersey, they never got one drop of sweat on their jersey. I'm a person that don't even want to win if I ain't helped to contribute to it.
That's how I feel. I'd rather fail and put my all into it than win and do nothing and have nothing to contribute to it. So I 100% feel it. So I know we might be rewinding a little bit, but I want to get this out because remember, this shit is all about giving roses and shit like that at the same time. When he dropped his solo album, you dropped, but you left the whole genre of R&B, popular R&B, and went to gospel. And at that time, I think it was 2002, 2003. The only people that we was really rocking with on gospel, I think Kirk Franklin whole thing had died down a little bit. As far as GP, are you with me? That had died down a little bit. I think at that time, we only had Murray giving you that gospel that was also circular music at the same time. Because at the end of the day, y'all, I'm going to tell you one thing that you did with your album was the same thing Murray did with their albums. It was y'all spoke to God on a way of, hey, if I don't want to feel this is about God today, I can make this about little Keisha over there with the big butt today if I want to. Lord,
he was going to smash something to my gospel record, and I did feel bad when he said that. I did feel bad, but he did say that though.
Hey, look, hey, Keisha, I know this say Jesus, but it was supposed to say Keisha.
Oh,
so when you did your gospel album, what made you switch the whole genre of music though? What made you go that direction? I mean, y'all known at this time. I mean, we had you were in the thong fucking video.
We could talk about that too.
We got to because you were definitely in the thong video.
Yeah.
And we got the Tell Me's, we got the Sleeping in My Bed, we got the Oh fuck, man! I'll never watch Sleeping in My Bed again. You done ruined the whole candle wax porn on chest and shit. That shit is
Man,
the fucking.
the video, man, I ain't say nothing that people ain't see. He was
You,
doing it. If it sounded like I was insinuating that somebody else was doing it, no, he was doing it. Just Cisco would bring him on stage and make a whole production of him doing that.
of the
That's what I'm
candle
saying. Like
wax.
that was the time for him to shine on stage, but I didn't get any concession where though it was my time to come up and be seen and introduced to the
So
fans.
what's yours? Introduce. All right. Let's make that happen first before we talk about the gospel album. One last part. I'm Cisco. My hair's blonde, or red, or blue, or whatever fucking color I'm gonna make it today. My hair is back, and I'm bringing Woody Rock to the stage. What is Woody Rock on? How do I introduce Woody Rock? What? Tell me how I stop Woody Rock from leaving Dru Hill right now on this stage.
Shoot. Let us sing April Showers. Let us sing Angel. Put it in the set list. Just give me my opportunity and let me do what I do with it. If people ain't feeling it, they start throwing tomatoes up there or something like that, then I'll be like, all right, well, we can't do this tomorrow. But at least give it a shot.
That's fucking simple. I hate it, my nigga. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I hate it. I hate the fact that it's that simple. You didn't say nothing that was like you're stopping greatness. I feel as though Dru Hill robbed us of seeing some things that I wanted to see. Again, it's no shot at the members that they added because those members were members that was borderline successful in their own ventures in life.
I'm a Panda player. The first concert, the same concert that I told you that my first show I ever went to, we saw the Basement Crew as a part of it, and that was Devontae.
Player, I was about to fucking say, Player is from the fucking Basement Crew with fucking Genuine, Missy.
Right. They wrote Pony.
Fuck, I didn't.
They wrote Pony.
I didn't think about it.
Rest in peace to him. He wrote like the huge chunk of Aaliyah's
Static Quo.
Yeah, Static Major.
Quo.
Yeah,
I said Static Quo.
He wrote like
Static Quo.
portion of Aaliyah's catalog, and from what I understand from talking to them, when I ran into them not that long ago, like a couple years ago, they had a lot of input on it too. The other two members had a lot of input on Aaliyah stuff too, so they definitely legends. But I understand.
For my listeners that don't know who Static Major is, Static Major for some that's just into hip hop and not the R&B.
Lollipop
watching this because
with Lil Wayne.
Lollipop with Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
You feel me? Them niggas was jumping, but the Basement Crew is who Devontae had as far as he had Genuine, Missy, he had Player, he had Aaliyah wasn't with them. Aaliyah was
Timbaland was though.
Timbaland was, Magoo was also. Yeah. Who else? Somebody left. Oh shit! Know who we forgot? Stevie J. Who? Stevie J had a whole part of that.
Him and Dalvin is still tight to this day.
Exactly. So
when you talk to him,
them niggas was jumping like that.
Tweet was part of it too.
Tweet was too. Missy was with her group girlfriend.
Sister.
I called them girlfriend.
I'm a Josie fan. Ex-Girlfriend was another group that used to dress gangster like how Josie said now.
Okay. But yeah, they was moving. All right, so tell me the story. You said you got you said you had another story.
I was in the Thong Song video?
Yeah, because we saw you in the Thong Song video, but you were just now that the gospel album was around the same time. How did you end up in the Thong Song?
In '99 to do the gospel album. The label kept coming to me saying, if you want to be released, because at first when I did the whole press conference when I quit the group, Kevin Lyles and Leo Cohen pulled me up in a corner and was like, we realize you don't want to be in the Dru Hill business anymore, but we still want to be in the Woody Rock business. So whatever kind of project you want to put out, we'll put it out. You can still got a home to put it out through us, Def Jam, because that's after the second album is when we became on Island Def Jam. So that's what they said to me. So I started working on the project and it started rolling, but then it was never any like push to put it out. So I got told that it was interest over at Gospel Centric, which was the label that Kirk Franklin was on. And so they wanted to put it out because one of the vice president over there, I think she was the vice president, was cool with our manager, Kevin. So I kept trying to get them to release me to put it out, and they kept saying, first thing, you got to be in this video. You got to come and be a part of the Kelly Price Love Set You Free video. I'm like, that's cool. But at the same time, since I'm trying to put my project out, why not let me at least sing one line on that song so people can see what I, bring to the table? They didn't do that. Then the next video, Thong Song. I don't know which one was first, one or the other. They had to show up at the American Music Awards, and as a protest, it was my idea of protest, and I ain't know what else to do. I just
The
got a shirt that
T-shirt.
said Jesus Saves across the T-shirt. So then when we did Thong Song, he's like, you got to be in a Thong Song video. I said, this makes no sense. I'm trying to come out and sing gospel music. What sense do it make? Don't get me wrong. I like Cheeks just as much as anybody else. And I might see a nip slip or something on the set that might be cool to see. But right now, where my mind and my heart is at, I'm trying to be about my gospel. So I said, I had the suggestion. I said, why don't we at the beginning of the video, like one of y'all calling me and be like, well, we about to do this. I said, look, man, I got to be about my father's business. Y'all boys do good. Give them my blessing or whatever like that for the fans. I felt like that could have been something good for the fans to see. But y'all do that, I'm going to be over here. So therefore, I'm still seen and I'm giving them my blessing. I'm saying something positive to them. That wasn't satisfactory to somebody
They
because they
wanted
said,
you
no,
in
we
it.
can't do this. We need you in it. And the only reason why I did it because that was the condition they gave me. If you don't do this, we don't know if we're going to be able to release you to do your gospel project. That's why I was there.
Shit.
And then fast forward to being on the beach in Jamaica, recording that third album, Nope felt it cool to come to me and say, yo, I'm the one that was telling them not to let you go, yo. Because I ain't want you to leave us and I thought you might not come back to do the next album. When my whole contract from the beginning said that was one of the stipulations, if you leave we let release you to do your gospel, you got to come back and give us one more group album. But he said, I thought you weren't going to come back. So I'm the one told him not to release you. Because he had influence with the label. Like, he was the only one they really listened to. We got all these singers, but the only
Which is
word
why
that they
Yo became like president or some shit, right? No,
he
A&R. He became like an
was an
A&R.
A&R, yeah. And what he would do, like, say, man, say you know stuff all about production and stuff, like what you doing with your show. I'll call you up and ask you what you think about something production related. And then don't say nothing, just let you say all of what you had to say. And then I go back to these people and regurgitate what you said. So then they think that I'm super smart. And then I tell them that you're a bumbling idiot, so they don't listen to nothing you got to say. And really what you know is what you got from me. And he had them basically thinking that we dummies and they the ones, and he the only one that know anything. So he's the only one they really used to talk to.
So I got a question, right? And I know again, Miss Green, I know you up in heaven shining down on us, and I gotta ask your son this. Why the fuck nobody else in the group is saying shit? Like, how is Cisco still in the group with him? How is Jazz still in the group? Is this in your opinion, is this a root of, hey, I'm getting paid, fuck it, or what is it? Where is it? Do I call Woody? I'm Cisco. Do I call Woody up on Christmas? Do I call Woody up on Thanksgiving? Hey, how's your family doing? Hey, brother, how you doing, brother? It's me. You remember me? You know, Mark. Mark with the hair even back then, and I want to talk to my brother James because I feel like, yo, it's the way that I view shit. You know, niggas call me Carl Thomas. They always say, yo, you're emotional. I done sat on blocks with a whole pocket of fucking crack in my pocket. You feel me? And I'll cry. Niggas always call me Carl Thomas. I'm with it. Whatever the shit is, I am with it. But bitch, if I cry, I'ma cry because that's how my emotions have told me to do right now.
Kind of like DMX.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me? Like and that's why X was
touch with his feelings.
That's why X is one of my favorite. I just now looked around. If y'all looking at the video, y'all would have thought my eyes moved because I'm looking for my DMX cup. I usually got my DMX cup on standby, and that's what I drink out of. But today we was doing some motherfucking great R&B, so I chose a wine glass. But I look at things. I take the way you react, or you judge, or not judge, or the way how you carry me. I take it so personal. Like, yo, like, what the fuck? So why nobody else? You telling me, all right, Cisco runs the group. Point blank. He's the lead singer. Without Cisco, it's no group. That's just what it has become. It became that once he took forefront. Once he was forefront, Cisco is the group. We could bring the group back. We've seen it done from other R&B groups. Y'all ain't buy the fucking record, so we know that it doesn't work. But when the lead singer, it's not because the lead singer's the best. It's not because he sings the best. It's none of that. But he is the
The
lead.
face of the group.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
where's that conversation at? You ever had one of those? Like, yo, my nigga, I ain't fucking with him. I don't think you should fuck with him. We all need to sit down. This shit ain't right. Where's those conversations? They just not being had. It's like, fuck it, we getting paid.
You said something. You said something that you probably don't know what you said, but it's what the people would think, and from the outside looking in, how you would think that group runs and how it runs is totally different. I can't say for sure, but I know that at the time, like I said, that at the time that I'm learning runs and riffs and how to blend and harmonize, Milk had books about the music business, and he also had books about mind control. So he runs the group. Go figure that. He runs that group. Whatever he says is what goes as far as that whole group. Like I know other people who work with them who have come back to me, and I don't entertain it for the most part now. I tell people I don't want to hear nothing about them or nothing about what they're doing. I don't follow none of them on social media for a reason because I don't care what they're doing and don't want to know. But somebody came to me once and told me that he said, you ain't got to worry about this one. You ain't got to worry about that one. You ain't got to worry about this one. As long as you stay on my good side and you don't piss me off, then you'll be good. And that's basically how that group runs. He runs that group, period. Like whatever they say do, that's what gets done. And then you got other members that came along later that's there to get paid. They don't care nothing about none of that. And I don't knock people that's like that because that's why a lot of
They
the
ain't got
rock
shit
groups
to
and
do
pop
with it.
groups, yeah, a lot of pop groups and rock groups is like, hey man, as long as the check right, I'm here. You feel me? And that's what some people's mindset is. But as far as like the originals, I could sit here and tell you, stuff about that happened with other people, but that's not my story to tell. I'm only telling my story and I'm only speaking on my behalf. But I could tell you things that I seen done as far as like Jazz that I didn't approve of, that I didn't think was right, the way how he got handled and treated. But it's like that's his, to me, the way it looks to me from the outside looking in, that's Jazz thing. Jazz said on the Unsung, and I don't like to quote the Unsung too much because I know they took what I said and chopped it and screwed it and made me seem like I was saying stuff that I wasn't saying and made change my narrative. So, but I've heard Jazz say this before. Jazz stood on the locker, used to come to Nook locker every day at Douglas and beg to be in the group. So it's like that's a lifelong thing of Jazz. So it's like he'll put up with certain things that may not be right because at the end of the day, he want to be in the group and he loved to be in the group. Like even when they wasn't allowing him to be in the group, he still wanted to be. And it's evident by the first time they called him, he was right back up on stage. Then they ain't use him no more for like a year and some change, and now all of a sudden they got him back. But that's not my business. But that's the thing when that's your mindset that that's what you want to do and that's your lifelong dream. The difference between him and me is that that was a dream of mine. That wasn't my lifelong dream. Like I always, when I was young, I watched Another Bad Creation, which is like the first group that made me think I know the boys first. Then Another Bad Creation. Then I was introduced to New Edition, and then Belle Biv DeVoe, then Jodeci. But like I seen people like within my age with like Another Bad Creation and the boys and them, and I was like, yo, these guys probably get all the girls at their school. They probably sing and they probably could go up to any girl and say, whatever, and girls would give them their number and get with them. So that was something that I wanted when I was that age. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes you get what they say, sometimes the good Lord will give you exactly what you want so you can see that that's not what you need.
That it wasn't
So
what
it's
you
like,
needed.
and I do not to say that other people don't do other things because Jazz, like, once again, as much as I could say that, I could say Jazz is one of the most talented, like, writers, singers, instrumentalists. He can pick up pretty much any instrument and make some type of sound out of it that sound good. You see what I'm saying? But it's all about mindset. That's what he wants. Me, I have other skills that I could do. Like, I went to school for, like, creative writing. I went to, like other things that I do. I draw, like I said. There's so much other stuff that I do that I would like to tap into. Like I'm the type person, like with foods. I've always been the person, like when I had girlfriends that was from other ethnicities or whatever, like I might have an island girl or something like that. And she'd cook some island food that I never heard of. You see what I'm saying? And she's like, I like you because you'll taste it. At least you'll try it. You won't be like, ew, get that out of here. Get me some fried chicken. You feel me? Like, I try stuff. But some stuff that I agree with and I like it and it sit good with my spirit and I still eat it to this day. There's other stuff that I ate at one time and it tore my stomach up. And I'm like, you know what? I'm good on
Ain't
that.
never.
At least I can say I tried it. That's how I feel about the whole experience with the group. It's like I did it and at least I can say I tried it. It wasn't for me. It don't sit right with my spirit. Just like certain foods don't sit right with your stomach. It didn't sit right with me, and that's not my world. That's not my everything. Is not singing with that group. See what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying nobody else, but I love myself. See what I'm saying? Like I wake up in the morning and I love myself. I love who I see looking back at me in the mirror. I love who I am to people. Like when I work, I went all the way back down to the gutter level of working.
Nope, we
Like
ain't even going. We ain't going. I want to bring that part in. I
okay,
want to bring that part in because that's the part that
okay,
we actually going to get to. But I'm gonna tell you one thing for sure, two things for certain that you
mm-hmm,
just said that you don't even realize. I know you fuck with me, and but I don't know if you know. You just named two people. Another bad creation. Red
mm-hmm.
is my nigga. You feel me?
For
That was
real.
the lead
For
singer.
real,
Him and Chris
I'm
was
cool
the lead.
with Ro on IG. I
Okay,
never met none of them in person, but
bro,
I'm cool with Ro on
I've
IG.
never met none of them in person. I talked to Red, and I done bullshitted me. Red, no, I done bullshitted him about 3 times. I was in Atlanta,
Yeah,
and we were supposed to link up and shit.
man,
But that's
please
my
do
nigga.
that because I love to hear that interview.
Red is coming on. And you
Nice.
feel me? And this is just for my listeners. Just for
Mm-hmm.
my listeners, I'm gonna tell y'all, he's coming on. He's waiting for his new project to come.
Nice.
Y'all know Riot Music is really doing some things out there in Atlanta. You feel me? So Red is coming.
Nice.
I don't want him to know that I did this. Also, we talked about the boys. Hakeem already came.
What? Send me the
Hakeem,
link, yo. I want to see it.
I got to because you spoke about them, but your energy is so much Hakeem's in.
For
Them
real.
niggas left music alone and went to
Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah, I know. The stars are
They said,
light.
yes,
Yeah.
okay. So, and
I'm
them
down.
niggas is real fucking brothers. Like them niggas is
Yeah.
real, like
Yeah, they blood.
biological brothers. You
Right.
feel me? So
Same mama,
Hakeem
same
came
daddy,
on.
and all.
Hakeem came on. We probably did like a 2-hour fucking interview that I chopped down to maybe an hour and a half or hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
But Hakeem is one of my niggas. You feel me? Not to say niggas. You feel me? Because Hakeem is a different breed. Just like y'all kind of move on a different wavelength, and
No,
it was
I
one of
just
those
ain't say
things
nigga
of.
because I ain't know we was allowed to. You can say nigga. I'm still from in Baltimore, and I was on
Nah,
White
look,
Lock and
you
Callow
could
for like 3 years.
man, you could say anything on this motherfucker
Oh,
because
see, I ain't know.
anything I'm gonna tell you that like this is home, baby. This is home, and that's
My man.
my biggest thing is just to make sure, like I said, you having that love for the boys, and then
Mm-hmm.
having that love for Another Bad Creation. Those
Mm-hmm.
two groups are what I wanted to be.
Right.
Those made me see it as I could be it as a kid. It was like, yo, all right, fuck.
Same here.
You got the boys like shit. These niggas is like, and the shit that they did was
Mm-hmm.
incredible. Then you
Right.
got Another Bad Creation that did the exact same thing. Like the niggas don't even realize fucking Another Bad Creation was doing the diss songs against Chris Cross, and Chris
Right.
Cross was
All
going to
these
back.
but be
Yo,
ABCs. Boom, boom,
that's the
shaka, laka,
only
boom,
ones
boom,
I
boom,
can't
boom.
get. I'm trying to get Chris Smith, I believe the light skinned one last name
Yeah.
was Chris Kelly.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. I want
Yeah.
Chris on here. If I could get
That'd be dope.
King, Red, and Chris
That'd be
all on the
dope.
show, and then motherfucking Woody, nigga,
That'd
I'll
be
win.
crazy.
Like my shit is moving the way that I wanted to do. Because again, my shit is never done to move on views. It's never done to move on what the world wants. I do what the fuck I want, and I know that there's a million other motherfuckers that want this shit. So look, we gonna get straight into it because I want it to be, and I know we running up. I'm not gonna hold you up forever. We have to talk about who James Green is, and James Green is the man that I've come to love beyond music. He's
brother.
the man that the crowd has become to love beyond music. You seen what this shit was when I put it out on social media. They talking, oh, I can't wait for this interview. You think they give a fuck about the negatives and the all that shit. No, you know what they is? They have learned to love Mr. James Green out here. You know, and it's still Woody. James Green is the guy that you might see at work. Y'all niggas, and you know what made me think of it? My man Jaheim just now released a statement the other day, and he was laughing at the meme that everybody be posting with him and his, you know, he's looking down clothes. I'm gonna call him the looking down clothes. And he said, you know, everybody's got the meme of this is what happens when you put that woman first. Yeah. And Jaheim finally responded, and I've been waiting. And nigga responded, excuse me if I'm wrong, but I saw the quote. And if the quote is wrong, I apologize. But shit, I saw it. And if he didn't say it, this is what I thought he said. Jaheim was like, what? What y'all niggas want me to put? Basically, what y'all want me to put a nigga first? Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, what y'all want me to put a nigga? Like, show me what happens when you put a nigga first. Like,
I respect that.
Exactly. So Jaheim was talking about that shit, you know, and it's the beauty of choosing self
right
over everything.
And
when I said that shit means so much because you did not leave at a failure. Niggas leave at failure all the time. Failure make you leave. The fuck if I fail, nigga, I get up and move. Like, this shit is easy, but when you leaving when the career is at their height, you know, like I said with Hakeem, y'all career at your height.
Right.
You say, yo, this ain't for me.
Right.
This ain't for me. Jaheim, this ain't for me. It's certain shit just ain't for me. Can I not drop a commercial song today and it be for me? So the man that we have today as Mr. James Green, the man that my cousin might hit me up tomorrow night and say, yo, your boy down here at karaoke singing his heart out. You know, he might be the nigga. And when I say I've gotten these calls. I've gotten these calls. I literally have seen people say, yo, your man is down here singing at karaoke. And nobody else wants to go on.
I never wanted to be like that.
Yo, tell me about that guy. How have you become that person that is so at peace with himself that it's like fuck the million, fuck the mainstream? I mean, you literally get back. If Dru Hill get back together originally, Dru Hill members, I mean, we talking about Cisco being lead, we talking about Jazz singing hella songs, Woody singing hella songs, and Nokio just being the nigga that, all right, not the nigga that just pulled wax on himself, but Nokio played the intricate part too. No disrespect to Nope, you feel me? Y'all would blow again. I mean, it's just what it is. It was a puzzle. How do you walk away from knowing that you always have that piece of the puzzle that can re-energize Voltron? Was it not what I said? Voltron.
I love Voltron too.
How do you like? How do Woody go about his everyday? Nigga, you got a regular job.
Yeah, super regular. And that's how
they posting you on Instagram and Facebook talking about you on a bus stop, my nigga.
Yeah, because I can't drive. I never drove. I never drove. When I had that car, I never drove it. The reason I had the car I had is because meeting girls in different states and stuff like that. I asked my homie that I used to hang out with all the time back then, my man Sleep. I said, yo, can you take me to see her? I show him a picture of a girl like, she bad, ain't she? I said, and she got a couple homegirls. I said, can you take me to see her? He said, not in my car. I'm not putting no miles on my car. So I say, if I get a car that we could drive wherever we want, can you take me to see these girls that I know in all these different states? That's the reason I had a car, not for me to drive it. The majority of the time, my father drove my car.
So how do Woody? How you okay with this?
Because I love myself.
Don't you want millions? Don't you want the bad bitches? Don't you want fame? I mean, spotlight. What that nigga Usher say? Spotlight. But I don't even remember the words, Usher. I ain't gonna fuck your shit up.
I love
right
that song, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what the fuck I'm talking. Yeah. Everybody should know. I tried.
Yeah.
Don't you want that?
Mm-mm. I never did. Even when we was out, ask anybody who was around me. I spent way more money on other people, paying people child support so they wouldn't get locked up, and buying people clothes. And this person mother basement flooded, so buying them new furniture for their basements and stuff like that. I'm what's called a minimalist. It takes very little to make me happy. Like it's not about material stuff. And I'm also a Sigma male. Look that up. Anybody who might be watching might got some time to go on YouTube. Type in Sigma male and our values and what's
First
important
of all,
to
spell
us.
that.
SIGMA, like alpha and sigma and all that type of stuff. Like
Okay.
you got your alpha male who's the leader of the pack. Like who in this situation, if how it looks to everybody, that would be Cisco. You know, like
Okay.
a sigma male is a person
Sigma
who don't,
male.
yeah, who don't really care nothing about that type of stuff, being in front, being seen, none of that stuff. Like I basically the person that they had the whole movement for men going their own way. I basically go my own way. So it's like if this might be over here what everybody loves and this is what everybody excited about, I'm over on the other side doing something else that I'm excited about. And it
Mm.
don't necessarily mean the same thing that everybody else is doing that they so excited about. So it's like me, as long as I got a roof over my head, and I got decent clothes on my back that's not holy and my shoes ain't talking or nothing like that, then I'm pretty much happy. Like it's not about having a lot of money. It's not about having a lot of people around me. It's about having the right people around me. I'm also an introvert, which they all go together. INFJ and Sigma males and all that. It's all personality types. They all go together. So I'm basically like an introverted judging and feeling. So I like to spend introverts can go out and entertain the masses, but at the end of the day, they want to be by themselves. You can go and work with people all day long, but at the end of the day, I like coming home to myself. See what I'm saying? It's like as long as I love myself, like some people gotta go outside, they get all their energy from outside sources. I get my energy from inside and then I give it out. Like you plug a phone on the charger. Then when you unplug the phone out the charger, it's only so much time before the charge run out. You gotta hurry up and get back home and plug back in and charge back up again. So it's like my energy don't come from people. First of all, it come from, of course, the Most High, but then it come from just the time that I get to meditate to myself and listen to the kind of music I want to listen to, or listen to talking videos of people talking about stuff and stuff like that. And there's going to be some people that's going to come along with it. Like I got lovely people in my life. It's a small circle. It's probably a dot more than it is a circle, but it's like those are the people that make me happy. The outside people is nice. What they say, if you live off of a man's applause, you'll die from his criticism. Like DMX said one
Mm.
time, he don't care when people scream. He don't get too affected when people scream loud, or he don't get screamed like too turned up when people boo either. Because like you got to be centered within yourself, and that's my whole thing. Like my center is in here. So it's like everything else is like it's nice. It's like an icing on the cake. Who don't like to go somewhere and people appreciate them? Like I like to go to karaoke, and that's the thing I don't like. I hate that somebody said they don't want to go on because my biggest thing, I feel like, is 50 people in karaoke every time I went that sing way better than me, especially females. See what I'm saying? So it's like, and then I pull up the drunk people and sing a drunk duet with somebody. Like I sing my favorite karaoke song, Donnell Jones, "Where I Want to Be," and I sing some parts, and I get a drunk person out the audience to help me out and sing
Well,
the other
I
background
wrote
parts that
I
I can't
wrote
hear.
that for a few members.
Yeah,
I wrote that for a few of them women.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like I'm just from a different planet. And I always have been like the same whole time that we were singing. Like you asked earlier, was it the brotherhood? I feel like the brotherhood was the music that we sounded great when we sound together. But as far as like hanging out, I would always bring my own friends on the road. They would all hang out with amongst each other, them three. I would bring my own friend off the road that like the same type of stuff that I like. And I would hang out with
Mm.
them while they hung out with who they hung out with. Like that's the only thing I really had in common with them was the music. And not a knock to the fans, but sometimes with that song, you don't know what you got till it's gone. Because like a lot of times when I was in the group, ain't nobody pay me no mind. And it's like a preacher said it, Pastor Walter Thomas from New Psalmist. He said one time that being certain jobs is like he said being a janitor is a thankless job. He said as long as the building look nice, nobody ain't saying, "Oh, where's the janitor?" Or the janitor done his thing on that or nothing like that. But once the
But
janitor
it
is
looks fucked
gone,
up.
then you see what it looked like without the janitor being there. that's when people started, I feel like, realizing that I actually brought something to the table. They like, hey, he must was doing something because it sounds different or it's a little different now. That's when people started taking to me because the whole time I was there, people would ask me, like, who you, one of their cousins? What you, one of their homeboys or something? They brought you from home,
Right.
like when we would meet people in different places and stuff like that because they never seen me do
They
nothing.
thought you
And then when
right.
they see me off the stage without the sunglasses, because I used to always wear the sunglasses because I was scared to touch my eyeballs to put contacts in. So I was doing this. So in this first video, in between takes, a guy, the same guy that was teaching us the dance steps, Marvelous Marvin, he came up and put his sunglasses on my face. So that just became my trademark of having on sunglasses, but it was because under the sunglasses I was doing this because I couldn't see. So once I
Mm.
found out I could touch my eyeball and I stopped wearing the glasses because I wasn't doing that, then if I took the glasses off, nobody would know it was me. So like for the whole like first 3 albums, wasn't nobody paying me no mind. You see what I'm saying? But then like after I left, that's when I started seeing on social media, people start adding me on to they like after they go to a show. And then they at the time I was still following all of them. So they add me after going to the show and just being like, I look at it like He-Man or Voltron or whatever. I want the whole collection. I got this one, I got this one, I got this one. So let's go ahead and see what the blue lion doing. You see what I'm saying? So that's
I'm
when
gonna
I
be 100.
mm-hmm.
I would love to have the original Dru Hill members in my show. You know, I would love to have Nokia. I would love to have Jazz. I would love to have fucking Cisco. But the one thing I don't know if you know, you are the
Mm-hmm.
only member love for being James. It's very fucking rare that an artist is loved for their music, to love more for fucking realness, which is James Green. Nigga, they love you for being James.
Oh, praise to the most
You
high.
you could say that you're the member that doesn't get talked about, or the member that, you know, the reasons why you left, you know, whatever. I didn't get the promotion I wanted. I didn't get to get that member. It's no other member inside Dru Hill that's loved for their real name. Name it. You can't. Their love for the talent they bring. And you should be loved for
Mm-hmm.
the talent that you bring because it's a beautiful thing. Everybody can't bring it. But I wanted you on the show because you have brought not just Woody, you have given the world James, and the world has become more in love with James than they is of Woody, the one with all the talent.
That's what I was about to tell you about my job. There is a lady when I first started working, like one of my first jobs when I first came back into the whole 9 to 5 world. And it was like a lot of people that looked like us working there. It was more people of the Caucasian persuasion working where I was working. So it was like this one black lady, and they would be the only people that knew about where I came from. Other than that, I'm just the guy that sit at the desk or whatever. So the one black lady was like, "Can you do me a favor? When this lady come down here, can you just start singing happy birthday when she come through the door where you at or whatever?" So I said, "All right, no problem. I'll sing happy birthday." She started crying. She turned red and she asked, could she give me a hug or whatever? So the following day, she came down when she was on her way out the door and she was like, wow, from what they told me upstairs, you used to really be somebody and this, that, the third. And I said, yeah, I said, I guess, you know, a little something I used to sing in an R&B group or whatever like that. And I gave it a rundown of how she might know it. Basically, all people that's not black know Cisco. They might don't know the group, but they know Cisco. I said, you know, the guy with the sang the Thong Song with the blonde hair. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, well, I was in before he came out by himself. He was in a group and I was in that group. And the lady, she like kind of cut me off. She was like, well, you know what? I don't know. Cause the lady, she said, yeah, they used to call you Woody, huh? That's what the lady told her. She said, I don't know what. She's like, I know James, the guy who, you know, like make sure I'm good whenever you see me, check to see if I need any help and talks to me nice and greets me nicely and stuff. That's who I know. And that's who I like. I don't care nothing about that.
Mm,
And it's like her
mm.
telling me that was basically like not that I needed permission, but like the encouragement that I needed to just be myself, you know, and that was enough. That I didn't need to tell everybody. It's like I'm the person that probably I feel like I'm spoiling the fun because it's
We
like
gotta, we
whenever I go
gotta,
somewhere, people always want it. What is that? The sound went
we
out.
gotta, we
Oh, I
gotta
hear you
let
now.
the, we gotta let the applause play
Oh yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
what you just said was the reason why I wanted to talk to you. Yeah.
Oh man.
You know, Woody, he's a talented motherfucker, man. You seen that nigga lately? I mean, that nigga came from fucking. I mean, you told the story today. You came from motherfucking city, well, northeast
Mm-hmm.
city to the world. That's dope how that shit happened. Northeast from city to the world. That's all coordinates basically.
Yeah.
And you did it, and you still ended up being James.
Yeah.
And James is loved more than anything that any of those other ones have done, even though they touched the world. You know, like yo, for that lady to feel that about you, that means something.
It
You know, and
really did.
I don't know if you know, and you have to at this time because you're very in tune to what you're thinking. You're very in tune to your moods. You're very in tune to knowing that you're an introvert. You're very in tune to knowing your religion. So I know you have seen it. Like, damn God, like yo, they say the funniest thing is to tell God you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they say that's like one of the biggest jokes you could give God. Like tell him you're fucking playing. Like you gonna do what?
Yeah. My
James?
folks say that all the time.
James, you're gonna do what? Okay. He nigga. What the fuck Missy say? He ha he ha. Like like you feel me? Like that shit is like and it's what's the name? And these are the things that I wanted to make sure to be highlighted. You know, like James is loved. James is appreciated. James is admired. Woody was cool. We want to see Woody again. We do. We honestly do. I honestly,
Mm-hmm.
and this is one of the questions. I have two more questions for you, brother.
Okay.
I have two more, and I promise I'm gonna leave you the fuck alone, at least for.
You good. As long as my phone battery good, then we good. And I still got some, so yeah, we good.
All right, I'm gonna ask one before the other. Was
Okay.
Dru Hill blackballed? Because I didn't ask that. I want to know, was Dru Hill blackballed from the industry?
I know I was. So as a group, it could be possible. I feel like that the third album, my personal opinion, just me speaking, is not, like I said, I don't check in with nobody, none of them to see what we supposed to say. That's what we used to do back in the day. We had a rehearsed answer for every question. That's why I ain't really talk much, because the rehearsed answer most of the time wasn't the truth. I'm supposed to be the oldest out the whole group, and I'm second to the baby when you really go by our actual birth dates. Only
Oh
person
shit!
that's younger than me is Note, but I just had facial hair first, so we gonna tell everybody you the oldest, yo. So like I ain't talk because I don't like lying, but it's like the the third album. This is my opinion. The third album was supposed to be for me and like the last one because like the whole thing was we were four solo artists. Well, three, yeah, four solo artists because no have this thing he do. Like I ain't gonna say it talk shit about it. It is what it is. But everybody know what that Cisco is a singer and an entertainer more than anything. He's an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz is a singer like no other. He's a powerhouse of a singer. And I sing and I songwrite. I put myself in the vein of like Lionel Richie or Alicia Keys. Not saying I'm as great as Lionel Richie because he's legendary to me, but like the type of artist that write their songs and they sing them good enough that you can get the point of what I'm trying to say. You see what I'm saying? And on a certain one, I might get the feeling that you might feel it with me. You just might, but at the end of the day, you're gonna like the song, and it's gonna be cool enough like that. He messed. They ain't gonna be like he messed the song up. So it's like we all had our dreams of what we wanted to do, but it was said that it'd be quicker because we from Baltimore, a place where not a lot of people made it out of before us, with the exception of like the Ink Spots and like group Billie Holiday and people way before our time. So it would be easier for us all to get on at the same time. And then once we get to a level of success, then everybody branch out and do what they want to do anyway. So the third album was basically, to me, us coming together, giving the people what they wanted one last time, and then everybody being left to do what they really wanted to do. And I
Mm.
feel like that the record label knew that and that they didn't promote it as much, or they did promote it in wrong ways to make it not as successful. Because if when you go out, you kind of want to go out with a bang, wouldn't you? So it's like they basically
Yeah.
feel like, well, if this album don't do what they wanted to do, then that'll be the steam that they need to get back in and make at least one more, so they can go out with the bang they wanted to go out with. You see what I'm
I
saying?
feel like they gave
So
y'all
I feel
more
like that
creative
was
control.
sabotage.
They gave
They
y'all
gave
more creative
somebody more.
control on
They
on
gave
the third
somebody
one.
more creative control. It
All
wasn't
right,
all of
so
us.
fuck that then. Fuck it. Hey,
The songs was there. Truthfully,
I'm
the
going.
songs
Hold
was
up,
there
hold up.
with
Y'all
the
got if
direction.
y'all watching the video, I'm throwing. Fuck it. I'ma say it. Fucking Nokio got more creative control on that album. He started producing really.
No, but the
We didn't.
songs was there. The thing was with me, from what I understood, it was DJs that wanted to play certain records and they wasn't allowed to. And the songs basically at that time, the whole balladeer and the ballad thing wasn't what was going on. Like if people bought our record, they could hear that. But you had like times changed. You had B2K, you got all these young guys, everybody singing up tempos. We had up tempos on the record. We had that song called If I Could that DJ Enough came up to us at the 106 in Park. It was like, I begged the label to let me play this one. Then you go to this city and this DJ let us play this one. Noriega, the song we did with Noriega, he wanted to be in the video. All he wanted from us, not even money. He said, I just want y'all to shoot the video in Baltimore and then have catering done by Moe's because he loved Moe's seafood. So it's like we had the tools
Shout out
in
to
place.
my nigga NORE.
The label, right, most definitely. The label was like that y'all are known as ballad singers. So we gonna stick to what the people know from y'all. Whereas though we had what the people wanted for that we could have still been played, but because we kept putting out ballads, and this is no not to the oldie stations because that's all I listened to. I just came from getting this taken care of and me and my barber the whole time was listening to, like the station that played it for the 30, 45 and up, 35 and up or whatever. But one thing I noticed about the 35 and up crowd at that time, they wasn't really buying records. They buying what their grandkids wanted to hear. And then when they listen to you on the radio and be like, that's a bad cut there. And that's the end of it. So you ain't selling no records by
They
marketing
ain't
to
buy
that
shit, but
crowd.
they like it.
See what I'm saying? Right. You ain't selling no records. So it's like basically that record was marketed to that crowd. And somebody did admit, I'm not about to put their name out there, but somebody did admit in a meeting when we did kind of reforecast and came up trying to do another album in front of LA Reid, they admitted that they kind of dropped the ball on that album by releasing singles that kept us not to our main fans, though the main people that was really consuming records at that time. So it was I don't know that it was done on purpose. It could have been done on purpose, but I think it was more like just mistakes and wrong song picking, wrong single picking and stuff like that that kept that third album from being bigger than it was and where
So
it was
so
supposed to
so
be.
so your opinion, there was no blackballing. You
It
think it
could
was
have been.
but majority of the well, you would kind of chunk it up to the fact that they fucked up. Niggas
Yeah,
dropped.
they just dropped the ball. They thought because like put it this way, you get a girl and she known for doing one thing as far as like in the bedroom or whatever like that. And she like, "Oh, I don't really feel like doing that, but I got this that I could do. You see what I'm saying? Because this is what they doing now. This is what everybody talking about now. So let me do this. But you still just knew her from back in the day when she used to do this one thing to everybody. You still wanted to do that old thing that you like. Whereas though everybody else looking for her to do this new thing that everybody wants to see her do. But you keep her doing the old thing. And people like, oh, we really don't want to see that no more. We want to see this. We want to see her doing this over here. So it's
I
like
got
the direction, who we were facilitated to and who we were put in front of. Like the body of music, I was talking to somebody the other day because I don't talk a lot about the group stuff. There's only certain people that I even allow these conversations. So you definitely, like
Oh, I know I'm blessed.
I think highly of you, that we had this conversation, just the way that you came at me, the way that you spoke to me and everything. I said, man, I feel comfortable talking to this brother because other people I wouldn't even have these type of conversations. You see what I'm saying? But as he was saying, like, man, because I was like, man, the songs, and honestly, there's another thing. The songs that didn't make that album, we had so many songs that were so hard that did not even go on the album.
Just
Like
for the
they
third
somewhere,
one.
yeah, we had songs for that album that was ridiculous that did never even seen the light of day. Like, yeah, so it's like just a mess as far as like the whole A&R and of it and what was allowed to go on there and stuff like that. Like outside of us, because we definitely had material on there that could have been way way bigger than what it was. I feel like.
Got you,
Even
got
with
you.
the new
So
number and everything like that, because some people, like feel one way or the other about that. Some people feel it was great, and then other people that feel just confused, just
what?
like
All right,
where did
fuck it.
somebody come from?
I got two new. 2 questions. Because I only was supposed to have one left, but then you brought it. This shit could go on for days. I'm just letting you know. Woody.
Hmm?
Why the fuck did we end up with a 5th member?
That's my fault. That was my fault, I feel like, because when I left to do my gospel project, a guy who used to produce a lot, he was in our band and he was like producer. Him and Cisco used to work a lot on stuff named Baby Dave. And his cousin was Scola's manager. And he bought, when I first found out that I was doing gospel, he wanted to put his choir, that the same guy managed the choir too. And the guy had a meeting with me to let me hear the choir. And he basically let me hear some stuff that was cool, but it was kind of like on that Kurt Franklin vein. And I'm like, that's not the way I'm trying
are
to
you
come.
with me?
Yeah. I'm like, that's not really the way I'm trying to come at it. You know, like it's already a Kurt Franklin. And I can't dance. So that's the whole more dancing and stuff. So I said, I basically want to make an album. Like you said earlier, you said it, you described it perfectly. It's an album that basically the same stuff that I would be singing in an R&B group, but the message is about the Most High, or about at that time the good Lord. You know, that was my whole thing. So then he was like, well, Scola got some new stuff. I managed him too. And I remember Scola from Let's Get Personal, because, you know, that was before us. You remember Let's Get Personal? That was Baltimore. That was a classic in Baltimore.
Baltimore classic.
Yeah. So I was like, for real? So he played me some of his stuff. I was like, yo, you think he'll write me a gospel song? So he said, I can ask him. You know, that ain't what he doing right now, but I can ask him. So he told him, like, would he want to talk to you? So Scola was like, his exact words, he's like, I don't want to talk to him. I want to see him. So Scola like came from all the way over West Baltimore and met up with us at that studio. And when I saw him, he's a little taller than me. I think I'm 5'10", Scola like 6'1" or something like that. He's 6 foot something. But we wasn't that much difference in our height. With Timberlands on, I had my heels, so we was like not that much different in height. We both had cornrows at the time, both had our goatee the same and stuff like that. I was like, yo, I feel like this nigga could be my brother or my cousin or something, yo. And we just clicked. And for like a month, like we back and forth, we just brainstormed ideas off each other. He wrote the My Homie song that was on my gospel album or whatever. He wrote that song for me and we demoed it at his studio that he had, one of his friends' studio, and we were just hanging. So then when the album finally came out, he was touring with me. So anywhere I went, Scola was with me. So then Jazz was finally feeling the real urge to buck for his solo project. He like, Wood then came out with a project, Sisto then came out with 2. I want to do my project. So guess what? I'm not coming back to the group until I get my solo project out. And he was going hard for his project. But at some point in the game, they made him an offer. They told him they was gonna make his song on a single release with the album. They lied to him basically and got him to come back or whatever. And so because the label was like, yeah, they was like they wasn't putting it out without the original members. So at that time, they had asked Scola because Jazz had said he wasn't going to do it. And he was like, you think your guy do it? You think your boy you do it or whatever? Because Scola was originally Jazz Peoples, but me and Scola clicked and he was with me on the gospel stuff. So I think it was a twofold thing. I think it was a thing of them seeing how cool me and Scola was and knowing that I wasn't really that cool with none of them, that they can pretty much get me to do what they wanted me to do because Scola could convince me. And then also I was like, yo, after this time, because for like a whole summer we was recording and stuff like that. I said, this man did devoted his whole summer, so I can't guarantee that I'm gonna be here if y'all don't let him be here. So it was like a thing with though. Like I said, I'm heavily involved in that part. So he ended up being 5, you know. And I don't feel like he really took away from anything because you still had all the original 4. It's just something different. Yeah, he sounded great. You know, like he sounded like on a lot of records, like people would not know when I stopped and he started or whatever, because like we so used to feeding off of each other. And then he had like his storytelling style, like how he write. He had like a storytelling style that was different. And then he's older than us, so like the metaphors that he used was like something that we never heard. Like we never heard nobody saying like the words that he'd say when he talking about singing a song that Put It On Me. He said, touch your cookie for me. He's like, dang, a cookie? Hey, that was clever.
I won't say that he
No, the I Should Be record. On I Should Be song, some people was like they thought that was me singing the whole thing or they thought it was him, but then they see the video, it's like, where's both of y'all?
I think it didn't go wrong until members started subtracting. When
Right,
members
right.
started subtracting, it became something different. Scola did add to the group. He added something. He added something good to it.
And he
So
had a element like as far as like street, like whatever, like because people remember us wearing hush
the hood
puppies
fuck.
and flowery
No, the
shirts and
hood.
stuff like that. So
The
some
hood
of this,
fuck with the hood fuck with Scola.
yeah, that's
The
what I'm
hood
saying.
fuck.
So he put that, yeah, he definitely brought some good things to the table.
So the year is 2022.
Hmm. Good gracious.
COVID did not kill us all. Shit.
Cookie.
It's fucked up. You gotta say stuff like that.
You
Year
ain't
is
lying.
2022 and COVID didn't kill us all. Swiss Beats and Timberland is still making verses. They need Dru Hill. Not the Dru Hill that's out today. I don't give a fuck if you give it to 8 members, 7 members, whatever, however many members it is right now. We need the original 4 members of Dru Hill. This is a double part question. What will it take to get Woody in that building with the original members of Dru Hill? And who the fuck are we battling? Let's go. Baltimore style, nigga. Let's get it. 410 City College. What the fuck is going to take to get all of us in the building, all 4 of us, and then Ty Hill on the side rooting and shit, because you feel me? And who the fuck we battling? Let's get it. Talk your shit. This your only time in life that you have to be the cocky Woody, James, both of them niggas together. What the fuck is the nigga from Hawk? Who Hawk become, nigga? You gotta become Hawk right now, nigga. You gotta become the scientist and the motherfucking green nigga all in one.
For real?
What is it gonna take? What is
For
it gonna
real?
take to get all 4 members back in the fucking building for Dru Hill, and who we battling for the verse?
But tell you, and I didn't think I had an answer, but I kind of sort of do. Me being as where I am in my spiritual walk, when you read the Bible, you really read the Bible, you know that a dragon is the devil. And a druid is a male version of a witch. So basically, Dru Hill, the name, is the same as that Disney movie, Witch Mountain. And I asked the manager a long time ago, like when I was still in the group, I was like, can we change our symbol to not be that dragon? And he said to me, it's the same as Mickey D's. People know that McDonald's by the Embed, so they know y'all by the dragon. And then the whole thing of the Druid Hill, I'm not a witch or a wizard, and I don't want to escape. I did escape Witch Mountain. And that's what I'm not trying to come back to. So I told Cisco this like years ago, like as long as our name is Dru Hill and a dragon, like matter of fact, I met Prince before he passed away. Well, way before he passed away, right when he was very active, because
Rest
we
in
had the
peace
same lawyer.
Rest
Prince,
in peace to the
yeah,
homie Frick.
yeah. So Prince had the same lawyer as us, Londell McMillan. That was Prince's 50-50 partner, and he was the group's lawyer. And this is when I was in the studio at Electric Lady doing my gospel project. And Prince came into the studio. Him and Prince walked in the studio. They was there for something else. They had nothing to do with me. But since Londell is our lawyer too, I was like, yo, please, you gotta introduce me to Prince. Like ever since I was a little kid, before I knew that I couldn't dance and stuff, I remember I told my mother I seen American Music Awards and Prince took his shirt off and ran around the arena and showed all this taco meat and everything, and the women was going crazy. I said, Mama, be just like him when I grow up. And my mom said, no, you ain't either. But anyway, I still always wanted to meet Prince. So he said that's when he was going by the artist. And Prince was a Jehovah's Witness. He was real into the Bible. So he used to go door to door reading Bibles to people and trying to recruit people to come and learn about what they had to teach.
Jehovah.
So he said, artist, this is one of my other artists. He said, this is Woody. He used to sing with the group Dru Hill. Prince said to him, is that the group with the symbol of the dragon? And I said, yes, sir. He said, I see why you left. Just like that. So it's other people that get it. It's not just me saying this. Like people get it. The dragon in Revelation is the devil. So I cannot be a part of a group that symbol is the devil. Well, is the same symbol that the Bible says is the devil, and I try to live by the Bible. And also a group that's named after which mountain. So it's spiritual to it too. It's the business side, but then it's the spiritual side. You know, like if we stop representing us with a dragon and we stop calling ourselves by something that's not something that I'm into, I would say can two walk together except they agree. I don't agree with that. And I ain't knocking it for nobody else who ever like it. Y'all can like it. I ain't telling nobody, oh, y'all shouldn't like them, y'all shouldn't listen to them. But me personally, I can't rock with that.
Yo, what the fuck? Listen, I'm gonna tell you why I said what the fuck. I thought I knew the answer. I don't think nobody in the fucking world knew that answer. Have you ever said that answer
They
out
knew
loud?
it. They knew it. I said it to the manager. I just told you. I said it to the manager, and I said it to Cisco.
Have you ever said it to anybody on a public that the public knew? I don't think I did. Yo, you've never. Nigga. All right. So I'm a boy fan, a boy band fanatic, without sounding pause and homo and all of that dumbass shit that niggas make you say. Music. I fucking love boy bands. It's the reason why I love boy bands, because it reminds me of a part of my childhood where it was so much innocent and I just wanted pussy. Does that make sense? It is what the fuck it is. You call it, yeah, you call it what it is. The fuck, I didn't want to be Tevin Campbell because of what sex he chose to like in life. I wanted to be Tevin Campbell because Can We Talk talked a lot of fucking girls out of their panties. You call it what you want to call it.
I had
you
my high top fade. I used to tell girls I was Tevin Campbell.
Man,
and
listen.
Sing a little bit up until that high note. That high note, we had to cut it off. I said, I'll save my voice for the tour.
My girl called me Tevin Campbell back when I was skinny and had a high top fade. But real shit. So listen, brother, Woody, James, Baltimore king, because you are a king, and a lot of times that we forget how many kings is in Baltimore because we've had some great people.
A whole lot.
You have solidified your position in being one of Baltimore's crown kings.
My brother,
we appreciate you, my nigga. I never want you to forget how much we appreciate you. I never want you to forget how much you have done. I never want you to forget how much of your time that you have given to us. We're thankful for it. My nigga, it could be this shit. You what did nigga say? You could have spent your time. I know that's not how it's saying, but I'm gonna twist this shit how I want. You could have spent your time doing a lot more things, but you chose to give your time to us.
My man.
Not just Baltimore, you gave it to the world, yo. So I want to give you an opportunity right now. First of all, I'm gonna start it off by saying I thank you. I'm appreciative of everything you have given me, and I thank you for everything that you have blessed us with on the music world, entertainment world, and just on the world of a strong, positive black brother that we could actually show our kids to listen to. Because hey, it don't mean that his principles is right. It don't mean that the things that he stands for are 100% correct. What it means is he's a man that stands behind what the fuck he believes in.
Oh man.
We can't ask for much more. We can't ask for much more. As we started this show, we gonna end this show. We don't know what the fuck is right now. Like, stand for something, people. Stand for something that you believe. Stand for something that you agree. Man, stand by that shit, live by that shit, and die by that shit. That's just what the fuck it is. I know I cuss more than the average people because we're talking about more positive notes. But guess what? I'm one of those people that believe that, nigga, if you judge me by the way that I talk or the way that I look, guess what? Fuck you. I don't really care.
And guess what? Cussing and cursing is two different things. Cursing is when somebody like wish somebody to turn into a frog or something like that. Cussing is just what they call, I like to call sentence enhancers. You just putting some color on what you're saying so people know you serious, because some people don't really take you seriously till you start cussing.
I need color on my shit, brother. I need color. Exactly. I need color on my shit.
Exactly.
Woody, we appreciate you. I want you to give a shout out to your brother. Well, I want you to give a chance to talk to your fans, because your fans need to know how accessible you is or how to reach you and things of sort because man, they love you, my nigga. They love you. I only want you on here because I love you and I know they love you. So I want you to give a chance. And this is where my fans is gonna write me in the comments, Ty, shut the fuck up. You talk too much. I love y'all too, and I'm gonna write y'all some ignorant ass message and sentence back like fuck y'all. I love y'all, but Woody, tell them how to reach you, brother.
Man, I'm on YouTube. I try to do like a little Sabbath talk like every Friday or Saturday every week, and I try to do one. My YouTube is Yacob YAHQOB 410, and then I'm on Facebook under my government name James Green, and then I'm on Instagram as Woodrow_410. So I'm on all of them, and I do talk back to everybody pretty much, unless you say something crazy. And on Facebook, you good as long as you don't give me that care emoji when I'm saying some heartfelt shit. I'm telling you, I'm not messing with this or that, and y'all put the care emoji because to me that make me think you said, "Oh, bless your heart, oh, poor guy." I don't do good with sympathy, especially when it ain't nothing to feel sorry for. Like I'm not out nowhere begging for donations. I'm not nowhere with a bag or change or with my head turned this way, singing turns and asking nobody put nothing in it. So what you caring for like that? Love it, like it, hate it even, but don't do that care emoji stuff. Don't do me like that because you will get blocked. But other than that, we cool. And don't ask me nothing that none of them other people tell you to ask me, like, because they was telling people to tell me to do the right thing. Don't never tell me nothing that nobody else told me to tell you. Told you to tell me. You feel me? That's all I ask anybody who follow me. Other than that, we gonna be cool. And don't be a flying monkey. A flying monkey is a person who somebody can't get no access to you, so they send other people, yo, see what that nigga talking about, yo. See what he's saying, yo, screenshot his messages and send it to me and stuff like that. Because I heard a whole interview with Noke, and he was saying my personal stories that I told in different interviews of me. And he was telling them like it was him. So don't be no messenger. Don't be no, what they say, gossip is the devil's radio. Don't be his DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. Other than that, I don't got no problem with nobody for real. I mean, I'm cool with everybody. So they give me a
Yeah.
reason.
And then you still not mad at them. Cause one thing y'all gonna know, and I never fucking put my in person on this shit. That's usually where we end the show. One thing you're gonna learn about James, one thing you're gonna learn about Woody, whichever one of y'all want to call him. He's one of the most accessible people that y'all gonna have. And he's real. There's not a lot of real people in this fucking world.
Definitely
He's real.
not.
He says what the fuck he feels, and guess what? He ignores what the fuck he feels like he doesn't want to answer.
Yes,
It's
he
just
will.
what it is. So love your neighbor, love the people you don't know, love the world. Again, we're going through a whole fucking pandemic. Round what, 6 of this shit? We on round 6. I'm feeling like Rocky out this bitch. You feel me? But either way, man, continue to fight. When Adrian is calling, say fuck you, bitch. I'm in the middle of the fight. Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.